Welcome, viewers, to the very first episode of the B.S.P.C, where we just talk about anything we want to talk about. Specifically, right now, at least for this episode, we're going to start off with everything with the from Reddit stories, Am I the Asshole? And then just talk about it and give our opinions of the situation and maybe even throw in a little bit of life stuff.
Oh. Let's go, baby.
All right. So the very first story, am I the asshole for moving someone else's birthday cake out of reach of an entitled toddler? I was just at my girlfriend's mom's birthday party. We ordered an expensive cake for her to split the cost 3 ways with her sisters. Her brother, who never contributes to any of the shared presents, brought his spoilt 2-year-old kid. While everyone was singing happy birthday, the kid started sticking his hands into the cake and licking them and picking off the decorations. I looked around in horror, but her brother and his wife were just smiling at this like it was absolutely the cutest thing they ever seen, and everyone else was totally unfazed and said nothing about it. I bit my tongue and didn't say anything either, but I reached over and moved the cake a few inches out of reach of the kid. Immediately the kid starts thrashing around and screaming bloody murder. Everyone glared at me like I was the most evil POS on the earth for doing what I did and rushed to placate the kid and saying, you know, oh, you poor little thing, and giving him cake. I doubled down and calmly, rationally said what the kid was doing was incredibly unhygienic. It wasn't his birthday cake, and he's old enough to be taught to wait literally 1 minute until he gets a slice of the cake instead of destroying someone else's cake and covering it with his germs. Now, I'm being made out to be this huge asshole for doing/saying this, and I ruined the birthday party. Considering it's the entire family's reaction, it's making me start to question whether or not I'm just a grumpy asshole. No, me personally, no, he's not the asshole at all in this situation. That kid was fucking up somebody else's cake.
If it was me and I seen that this motherfucking kid was sitting there and touching his cake that's not even his, not his birthday, and then, you know, his parents just looking around, I would have plucked his little ass.
No, man, it's just got
she is not in the wrong at all.
No, this person's not in the wrong at all, because he just it's the same thing like for your son's birthday party or my son's birthday party, and we had some of their friends come on over or whatnot, and you know, let's just say like my wife loves to make cakes, so and she puts a lot of time into it, and so it's a special homemade cake for a child, and one of their friends were to come over and just start putting their hands in there. No, if I mean, I would talk to the parents first about it, immediately remove the cake and tell them that, you know, that my wife works so fucking hard on this cake and your kid's ruining the cake. Why can't he wait? If they got argumentative over it, I would have kicked them out of my house.
Let your kid just do anything at somebody else's house. Like that's wild.
That's, you
know, me personally, like I said, I would have he would have got a spanking or something, because if you ain't gonna do nothing, I'm about to. So somebody got to discipline that damn child.
Yeah, no, that's what it is with today's kids too. The parents just let their kids do whatever they want. Tablet kids, yep, or iPhone kids or whatever, letting the internet raise them instead. They're not being shown proper morals and self-respect and respect for others. And there's a lot of, like, I see a bunch of kids at my son's school, and a lot of them are so rowdy and so obnoxious and entitled, and it just makes me real happy and proud to have the son that I have, because he's nothing like that. And that's not just me being like, oh, he's my son and I'm blah blah blah. No, if he was a piece of shit, I would say something about it and try to do better.
But right now I'm raising them to be, you know, good kids. They know how to act in public, know how to act at school. You know, you just can't go anywhere just acting crazy. And like you say, in today's time, people just, you know, got their kids just acting any type of way and not caring about it. Not raising them how they supposed to be raised, you know, supposed to be, you know, disciplined. It's supposed to be, not saying you're supposed to whoop them or anything, but if it come down to it, give them an ass whooping, but, you know, talk to them, let them know what's right or wrong. You know,
ass whooping should be a last resort. That's what I do. I don't agree with gentle parenting in any form or fashion. No, but I also don't agree on the opposite end either. No, like I play by baseball rules with my son, and you know, the first time it's just a regular conversation. The second time we're not talking, I'm telling, and then the third time it's an ass whooping. And I can count on one hand alone, just throughout this year, how many he's gotten. And last year, I could probably count on one hand too. He don't ever get into that much trouble.
Yeah, yeah. And I do the same thing with my kids. You know, give them 3 strikes. After that 3rd strike, don't come on here. It ain't gonna be no damn beating like some parents do, but you know, it's gonna be something like a little pop, or let them know, hey, don't do that. You know, but yeah, you should be able to know how to, you know, get your kids in line, you know. But it starts in the home. It starts with the parent. And if you don't get them a line and you acting a fool yourself, your kids looking at you acting a fool, you know, they gonna do the same thing you doing.
Oh yeah.
So especially you don't got yourself acting presentable in public and everything else.
It's all about the foundation the parents set. And if the foundation isn't there and the parents ain't gonna do what they need to do, the kid's gonna wild out. And it's sad. Yeah. It's sad because not everybody can have kids, but not everybody can be parents. That's the issue.
Nope. Everybody cannot be parents at all, bruh. And I know, not gonna say who, but I know this person. I know somebody that got their kids took multiple times, you know, because of who their character is, because the things they do, because they don't raise their kids how they supposed to raise them, because they not staying on them, you know, making sure they going to school, making sure they doing their schoolwork, and themselves is like they're not doing what they supposed to do within themselves, within a parent. In today's time, people don't do that, man. At all, man. So
it always starts with the parents first. This is by Shadow 016. It says the title is "Am I the asshole for refusing to let someone check my phone after a coworker accused me of taking pictures of her?" So this happened at work. I, male 18, was on my stuff normally, scrolling through my phone and watching YouTube videos when a coworker, 17 female, suddenly accused me of taking pictures of her. That caught me off guard. And I told her I hadn't taken any photos and that I was just watching videos on YouTube, but she didn't believe me and started getting louder and kind of annoying, drawing attention from nearby coworkers. She said that if I had nothing to hide, I should just show her my photos. Luckily, the manager was nearby and came over because of the commotion. We both explained our sides. The manager said that if I wasn't hiding anything, I could just show the last 2 pictures on my phone to clear it up quickly. Give me 1 second here. It says, but the thing is that had a lot to hide that I didn't want to show. That sentence kind of threw me off. It's not done right. Nothing illegal, creepy, or weird, and definitely nothing involving her, but still private stuff that I didn't want anyone else to see. So I refused. I told the manager I was willing to prove my innocence in other ways, but I didn't want to compromise my privacy. As a good faith gesture, I showed my phone's battery usage stats, which clearly showed I hadn't used the camera app recently. I also suggested to check the security footage. After reviewing the footage, it showed my phone was pointed at the ground the entire time, and the angle wouldn't have even allowed me to take a picture of her, so I was cleared. Even so, a few of my coworkers later told me I should have just shown the photos because she had the right to know if she was harassed. I told them that the evidence proved my innocence and there was absolutely no need to show anything, especially not to her, someone who I've never trusted. So am I the asshole? Absolutely not. Far from it.
Yes, he is the asshole, man.
Why is he the asshole?
Because look here, I don't care if I got big booty bouncing in my photos. You know, that could have turned very, very bad. Like they say, she had the right to see what's in his phone because she felt like he was taking pictures. You know, just show her that you didn't take it. But he refused, and that made him look very, very suspicious, and it didn't sound right. So me, it's either he already took pictures of her like before. He might not have took it recently, but he probably might have took it before. She probably noticed probably a day or 2 ago. She seen a flash and he was around. Didn't think of nothing of it. Didn't see him on his phone again. Probably seen another flash, or he probably, you know, got scared or something. And he's the asshole.
No, but they even went through
showed the phone.
No, they even went through the video. They went and watched the surveillance footage of him. The phone angle wouldn't have been able to take it at all. He showed the stats on his phone because, you know, you can sit there. I have it on my phone after you brought it up. the stats on the phone and what apps you've been using and what you've been on recently. It even shows it there. He's not the asshole in my opinion because of multiple reasons. Hang on, no. Look, I would do the same thing. I'm quick, okay? Look, let me answer, motherfucker.
I'll let you answer.
Okay, so the first thing is she ain't got no right to look at nobody's phone. That's evasion of privacy. Okay, they're not together, they're not girlfriend, boyfriend, husband, and wife, don't matter. That's evasion of privacy. 2, there's no legal law saying that she has a right to look at it to begin with. And then 3, and I don't know the full context of the background or anything, but so far right off the bat, immediately accusing and then seeing the video footage of the cameras in the store and the fact that he showed the stats on his phone, that she seems to be self-centered and immediately thinking that she is like in the sense of pride and ego that I'm so pretty, I'm so hot, people can't stay off of me, and then wants to find a reason to get offended or mad at somebody just because she likes to have drama in her life. And there's a lot of people out there that do that. For example, all those videos on TikTok and Instagram reels where these girls go to a gym and work out and have their video recording them, and they'll sit there and talk shit to these guys and that, oh, he's looking at me, he's being a creep, or he came up and talked to me. And most of the time these guys ain't even really looking at them, they just happen to look over there for a split second.
Totally different, Matt. That's all totally different circumstances. You gotta look at it this way. You gotta look at it deeper, because there's always 2 sides to the story. For one, with the camera, with the phone,
you're saying he's wanting to get deeper.
It's 2 sides to it, bro. And like with the phone thing, it don't show you when you got on your phone. It just show you the hours, the time, and all that stuff.
It also shows the last apps you've opened.
It don't, on my phone, it don't show that.
On mine, it just
show the time and all that stuff.
It shows it in the order.
It shows in the order. Yeah, it shows in the order. Yeah, you can look at it right now. At the end of the day, it's not that serious. What did you have on that phone to make it seem like, oh, I'm embarrassed, I don't need to show this to nobody? He could have easily went in his phone with his manager or somebody, showed the 2-3 pictures in the beginning, covered everything else, and called it a day. He
could have had naked photos of himself or his girlfriend or whoever he was with, and as his recent photos. And
that's fine. You look with my phone.
Yeah. Look, you're talking about just like, okay, you want to see? I'm gonna embarrass the shit out of you.
He could have did this, y'all. I don't know if y'all can see my phone, but he could have just covered it up and showed it. And now, you do look suspicious regardless of the phone thing and the camera at work. And also you gotta look at it this way. Maybe he's been trying to get with her. Maybe he's been very like, oh, let me take you on a date, yada yada yada.
That's what I said. And, we don't know the context.
Yeah, she shot him down. And now he's probably just been looking at her and all this stuff. She noticed it and stuff, and next thing you know, he takes a picture of it. He might be one of them crazy motherfuckers, man. But more of the story, he could just whipped it out, covered up all the other photos with his hand, and showed the last 2-3 photos. That's it.
Hey,
call it a day.
If it was me, I'm just saying, if I know I ain't doing nothing like that, and I'm just simply watching YouTube or TikToks or whatnot on my phone, and this girl turns around and starts accusing me and getting loud and yelling at me or cussing at me, you better fucking believe I'm gonna tell her to eat ass and go jump in the ditch. I don't give 2 shits. I'm not showing her shit.
What if your job is on the line, Matt?
I get another job.
He could have got fired. He could have got fired.
It's the principle.
Just for some stupid stuff, you could have went ahead and showed your phone and covered everything else up.
No,
simple as that.
Yeah. Well, I like him. I like my privacy. It's my phone. Look.
Oh my goodness. You suspicious now?
No. Do we need to bring up somebody? Do we need to bring up somebody that's got a lot of pictures of you and then in a spot of your ass?
Yeah, that's suspicious too.
Yeah,
that's suspicious too. We know about him. We know about him, man.
But no, I guess in this segment here, with the kids stuff, it's all about the parents at first.
Mm-hmm.
Even with adults, for example, like even me, like if I was out there acting like a shithead, yeah, I'm an adult, I have a right to change and everything, but I grew up with the foundation of what my parents were. But as an adult, there's higher expectations for them to acknowledge the problems and make the effort to change. But as a kid, if they're acting like shitheads, and there's a lot of little shitheads out there, Don't get mad at the kid. Get mad at the parents.
I don't think she got mad at the kid. She just literally moved the stuff out the way and just told
I'm not saying that. I'm not saying an OP got mad at the kid. I'm just saying, there are people like out there that says they get mad at the kid. And so just got to remember, it's not the kid's fault. It's the parents' fault that they're acting like that.
Yep.
And then with this, don't listen to City Kane. He wrong.
Oh my goodness.
I ain't showing nobody that's talking to me sideways nothing.
Y'all, to avoid situations like going to jail, going to court, losing your job, just in general, just everybody looking at you crazy and thinking that you actually did it, because people gonna think that. Just cover up everything else and show the last few things that you did. That's it. Call it a day. You're not showing everything else.
Yeah.
You gotta be so difficult. That's what wrong people in this world being so difficult. They can just call it a day, do what they gotta do. Bam, that's it.
You gotta be difficult.
If she keep coming at you, then you go to HR.
You
listen
go,
to Big Daddy C.
Right to the moon. That's what you do.
Exactly. Don't listen to Matt. Don't listen to Yasha, man.
All right. I see how it is. We're going to look into some r/slash relationships real quick and talk about that for a second. And I got a story pulled up here. It's by BJ67. It says, my fiance, 28 male, is currently ignoring me, 27 female, at home. I just want to burst into his office and yell. She goes on to say, I moved in with my fiance about a month ago. About 10 months into our relationship, we hit a weekend where he just stopped talking to me. His responses were minimal and he was glib. After the first time, he apologized for being a dick and explained that he didn't want to say anything mean, so he said nothing at all. She can't remember if she did something around that time, but this has happened a few other times. Each time he says he's not mad, but he was either stressed or trying to avoid saying something mean. Anyway, he went up to his office last night and then stayed up all night watching TV in the living room. I had to yell at him to turn the volume down. I found him in the living room this morning. He only talked to me today when I asked him questions. Otherwise, I might as well not be in the room. I want so badly to barge into his office and tell him I hate being ignored and he's acting like a child. I was so mad last night when I woke up to a blasting TV downstairs. I feel very resentful right now. I can't find the words to describe it. This freeze happens about every 4 months. We had talked about it. He knows I don't like it, but he told me that it's how he deals with his emotions. That's not a good thing, but I need to learn how to handle the quiet. It'd be one thing if he would tell me he wants space, but being ignored is driving me crazy. I don't know how to talk to him about it anymore without looking like a maniac. Should I just give him space? I tend to forget about it until it happens again. Then I start to second guess the relationship. So I know I'm kind of like halfway on this. So no, he's being a dick for sure. If he sits there and says this is just how I handle my emotions, he's going about it the wrong way. Because I used to do some similar stuff too. Even now, like, I've done told you about my anger a whole bunch of times. Even now, when I get real mad and I immediately pick up on it that I'm getting mad about something, I need quiet for like 30 minutes to an hour at max. I need solitude, quietness. I need time to think, process the situation. Why am I getting mad? Blah, blah, blah. And then after that, once I've calmed down, I approach whoever the problem was for me at the moment, not because they caused the problem, just I approach the person that fits the situation. I communicate about the whole thing, and then we talk about it, and then we fix it, listening to valid criticisms. He's going about it the wrong way. I honestly think he either has some sort of mental issue or some sort of like PTSD situation going on in his childhood, or every 3 to 4 months, she said it's happening every 3 to 4 months. He might be going out and doing something and then ignoring her to keep force her to keep her distance so she don't find out.
Yeah, I would say, like I say, this is very similar to the way I used to act, mainly because of my childhood, growing up, where you keep all your feelings inside of you. You want to stay alone. You don't want to, nobody talk to you, and you know, you nobody ever really was there for you. So you get stuck in that. It molds you into that person until you get in a relationship like this, until you have to express how you feel. You have to be around people that you want to be around. You got to be around. I think that's one of the reasons. I think it's a childhood thing that he needs to, you know, go back and talk about it with you and discuss it and open up to you. And if not, it's gonna be pretty much it's gonna get even worse, you know, if it don't change. Or like Matt said, it could be going out and just doing stuff, as in like either cheating, either, you know, he's falling out of love with you, or, you know, he's doing something that he's not supposed to be doing. And he's trying to mask it with trying to keep you away from him, because he'll probably tell you what he's doing, you know, and he want to keep you in his life, but he don't at the same time, because it's just convenient.
Yeah, if that's what it is, it's definitely a convenience thing. Because like with me and my wife and I, you know, we I made a video a long time ago about the 5 key points to a relationship, and the number one point I made was communication. If you're not willing to sit there and explain in detail about your problems and what's going on to your significant other, whether it be girlfriend, boyfriend, fiance, or just married, it's not going to go far. You got to be able to communicate, and you got to be able to take criticism on the chin and not blow up and get mad about it. You got to that's a self-reflecting, because if you're going to trust anybody, you're going to trust your significant other over everybody else in your life. So if your significant other is telling you things about yourself that you don't like, you might need to self-reflect, and that helps, and it's vice versa.
Yep. And I say number one thing I would say for you is do not give up on him. Keep trying, keep pushing him, keep trying to get inside of him and see, not in that way, but try to break him open and see like what's going on, you know, because it got to be something deep inside of him that's serious that he just don't know how to express.
Yeah.
And just don't give up on him. Keep trying, keep pushing him. And if it come down to just going to somebody and talking to somebody, do that, or get somebody personal in his life that he truly loves and truly opens up to, that you think, and do that, you know, but don't give up on him.
Yeah, like I'll just kind of reiterate what you said. Like for her, it's just, you know, keep talking to him. If he continuously blows up, like just talk to him. It's like, hey, I don't want you to get mad or anything. I'm just simply trying to communicate this to you about how I feel and what I think about what's going on. But if he's putting up walls and getting mad and blowing up immediately every single time, you're wasting your time after that. I say after, because I'm a hardcore believer of like when you're dating somebody, it shouldn't, if you're not living together, it shouldn't take you more than a year to figure out this is the person for you or not. But if you move in with them, it shouldn't take you more than 3 to 6 months to figure out this is who I want to marry, because you'll see a lot about them, especially when you're living together, if this is the one, real fast, because you're about to see not just the good side, but all the ugly stuff too. And, you know, getting married is all about, you know, to be together no matter if it's good or bad, and work together. But if he refuses after so many times of trying to bring this up, you might need to just pack your bags and cut that cord, because you don't want to be married and then be in your late 30s, late 40s, late 50s, and then regretting the fact that you married this person, and then won't leave because you're scared to start over. You don't want to put yourself in that situation.
I'll give it a year, give it a full year, try everything, and if it don't change, then do what you got to do. Go on pounce, bro, because like he said, you can't be in your 30s and 40s and, you know, he's still acting the same way.
Yep. And she said she moved into his house 10 months ago, and this post is 8 days old. So it's hitting that year mark, and he's still doing it.
Yeah, so it's time to wrap it up. It's time to go ahead and do what you got to do, man.
The last
you
thing,
can't live like this.
The last thing I would suggest is counseling, relationship counseling, marriage counseling. If he completely shoots that down, then he's unwilling to acknowledge his own problems, and that means he's not going to be willing to change, because you can't help somebody, no matter how hard you try, if they don't want to help themselves.
Yep. Point blank.
But let's get into something that's a little bit personal on my end. I got a lot to say about it. So this is I can't pronounce the name, so I'm not even going to try. But boyfriend has been hiding his drinking. This is a throwaway post because it's such a personal issue and I don't want it to tie it back to him. My amazing boyfriend in his late 20s and I in my early 20s have been together for over 2 years. We've lived together and spent tons of time together because we both work from home. Since the beginning of our relationship, 3-4 times a year, he would get too drunk and become incredibly emotional and irrational. He was never aggressive, but there would be a lot of tears, argument, and confusion. Each time it happened, he promised he would fix his relationship with drinking and get help through therapy, counseling, etc. Unfortunately, he is a big procrastinator and will push off anything that doesn't have an exact due date. He pushed off and brushed off this as well since it wasn't so often. I just let it go out of love. I had caught him once by finding a wine bottle I hadn't emptied in our first year. I also once caught him with a secret vape he quit before we met. We discussed this each time and agreed to be honest. We agreed to not drink by ourselves and not drink on weekdays. Yesterday, I found out that for the last 8 months, he has been drinking behind my back and not telling me. In the last 2, it has become throughout the workday, starting at 7 a.m. up to 3 bottles of liquor a week. When I found out, I immediately convinced him to check into inpatient. He is there now. We live together. I just always trusted him so much, so blindly. I never would have even suspected anything. I'm just so devastated. I know I will never trust him again, and I plan to support him as a friend through this, but I know I need to take a step back from our relationship. But knowing the entire life we built together of shared goals, trips, weekly receipts is gone forever shatters me. I have a lot of friends around and a great support system holding me up, but I can't eat or sleep. I am relaying on the idea that there's a version of me in the future that is healed from this. I've also made a therapy appointment for today. Has anyone been through anything like this? I'm still so in shock, and even with my friends, great support, I feel so alone and lost. I have a lot to say about it because I've been in this exact same situation with Shay just recently. Honestly, I can't respond to her directly unless I'm talking about myself, because again, I've done this myself. So in the beginning, when Shade and I first got together 6 years ago, I moved out of my parents' house and we moved in together at my friend's house. That was the first time in my life I felt liberated, and I was shit-faced drunk for like 2 to 3 weeks straight, and she was too. But as the relationship went on and years later, she decided to completely stop the drinking and I didn't, and it got to the point where I was just drinking like every other weekend like I do now. I mean, it never got out of control, it never got bad or anything like that. The thing is that's similar to this is that she has a lot of, what's the word I'm looking for, that's I'm gonna say PTSD, because she is diagnosed with PTSD from her parents. Her mother was an extremely horrible alcoholic, and it went with her into our relationship. So she told me that every time she saw me drink or knew that I had been drinking, she felt disgusted. She didn't like looking at me. She didn't want to be around me, and so on and so forth. And we had many a conversation about the situation, explained to her, you know, like, I know your mom was like this and that, but you know, I'm an adult, and if I want to have a drink, I shouldn't have to like walk on eggshells or ask or anything like that to get a drink. I'm an adult. I have that right to make that decision. But I was also being understanding towards her, and I was telling her that, you know, I'm not your mama, and I don't act like anything that she did. Eventually it got to the point where, and this is where it gets similar to this, and it sounds like to me she did the same thing, where Shay just told me that I'm not allowed to drink anymore. End of discussion type of situation. So what I decided to do is, I didn't drink anymore, not at the house, not at first. I went to my brother's house and I spent the night with him in Winsboro. I took advantage of the situation. I went and got me a half pint and I started drinking. Me and him played Xbox all night and we had a good time. And then that's when I went to the hospital about a couple of weeks later. Remember I told you about mono, and I thought I was gonna die. So I went to the hospital, and my brother came and picked me up. Pick my wife up to take her to Shreveport. We got there, and I'm in the bed, and I went to sleep in the hospital bed, and then they started talking, and then my brother told her, yeah, he was drinking at my house. So when we got home, and about a day or two later, she waited for me to be fully recuperated. She brought it up, and she was real devastated and mad about it. But that didn't stop me, because at that point, she yelled at me about not drinking anymore, and I was still working out from home, and she was working out of the house. So whenever I had a day off, which I think was Mondays and Tuesdays, I didn't have to work. No, Sundays and Mondays I didn't have to work. And she was at work, I would go down to the gas station, buy me a half pint, and drink anyway as soon as I drop her off from work. And so that way, the half pint's out of my system by the time she gets home, and she won't notice. And that worked for like 3-4 months. It worked. Okay. And then afterward, I got a little bold, and I stopped at the gas station after I took her to work, and I got me a full pint, thinking, okay, it would still be out of my system by the time she got home. No, when I drank, I sweated off, and I sweated bad. I went and picked her up, and she noticed immediately, and we got into a big argument about it after that night, because I went and slept in my truck after that, in my car. I came home, and I talked to her, and we had a long conversation about it, and I just, I told her, look, I'll completely stop, but I still feel like I shouldn't have to. And she's like, no, I understand. She was telling me to stop, and it made me feel like I was a child, and my mother was telling me I couldn't do this and that. Eventually, we finally came to an agreement, and she's gotten a whole lot better about it. She's completely taken it out. Like, she doesn't get disgusted or anything like that when I'm doing it, and we can still talk and laugh. And I still do it like every couple of weeks, sometimes once a month, and it's gotten healed. But it sounds like to me that I'm not saying it's similar, 100% similar, but she might be trying to tell him as an adult that, no, you can't do this. And he's feeling like, well, I'm a grown ass man, I should be able to do it. Now, she's saying he gets emotional and irrational and all this and that, but he's never aggressive. I don't know the full context. I know with just me, when I'm doing it, I'm in my room the whole time I'm doing it. I'm playing video games, and then I just go to bed.
All right. So my thing is, I never had a problem with drinking and nothing, but if I was in that situation where, not your situation, but this person talking about, I would immediately fix it. I wouldn't take it as she's trying to control me like my mom, but as in she just trying to help me, and she feel like that from the outside looking in is getting bad. I think with that situation with her, like, it's kind of like a drug addict. It's always going to be, if he's alcoholic, it's gonna always be, I want to drink again, or I'm gonna stay away from it. But when you get around it, it's like, man, I want to do it. Eventually it's gonna go back to it. I know people that went to rehab that, used to be alcoholics and now back drinking again and doing the same exact thing. Not saying he's gonna do that, but it's hard for people, to go from doing it every day and loving it to not doing it at all.
Yes.
So,
I mean, it sounds like he's doing that, because if you go back, it says you found a wine bottle that she hadn't opened completely empty, and wine bottles ain't small.
It ain't small at all.
And, and I get exactly what you're coming from too, because, I've been there too in the beginning, like I said, flat shit-faced drunk for like 2-3 weeks straight. I mean, within that first year of, I was buying like whole half gallons of whiskey and putting it in my freezer, and I was drinking almost every single day. And she brought it up to me. It was a concern, and I listened, and we came to an agreement. I completely dropped it, and I said, okay, only half pints, maybe a pint, and only like once or twice a month at max, on the weekend, and nowhere else. And it's always been like that. Like, I know I'm not an alcoholic. It never gets bad like that. My point of view was, because I know I only drink once or twice a month, and it's only a half pint, maybe a pint, depending on the situation, and I only stay in my room, and it's not a daily thing or every other day or multiple times a week, it's not a problem. I don't know her backstory. I just know with my wife, with her mother, I knew that situation. It's not that I felt like she was controlling me. She was projecting her mother onto me. That was the issue for me personally.
Yeah, I totally understand where you come from with your situation. If I was in that situation, and Shania went through what Shay went through, I won't even worry about it at all. I won't even drink at all because, you know, with if that feel it to me, if she feels that much about it and with her past and everything, I don't want to trip that trauma or make her feel like that I'm gonna be like them, or you know, just anything. I don't want to make her feel bad. So, you know, I'll completely let it go. You know, it's not that bad, but
Yeah.
like I said, the other person's situation, man, they gonna be fighting for the rest of their life. So it's up to you to feel like, do you want to deal with it? Me personally, if my wife was secretly drinking and constantly doing the same exact thing, I don't think I would be able to be with that person, because I don't want to keep dealing with constantly lying about this, lying about them, finding wine bottles here, wine bottles there, and in and out of rehab. Because I just know a person recently that took a person back for the same exact situation, except it was drugs. They went from 6 months clean and then right back secretly doing it, and they end up getting caught. And then eventually that led to being very abusive because they was on drugs and alcohol.
Yeah.
So remove myself from that situation.
Oh,
you know, if it was
100%.
me.
No, I agree. But people can heal too. Like from my side of things, like with my wife, I mean, she eventually healed from it, from the trauma.
Yeah.
And the thing is if you're going to drink, you have to treat it with respect. Yeah. If you can't,
bringing the Bible in there too.
Yeah, he brought the whole bottle in there too. He's like, no, man, you got to treat it with respect.
The Bible. With the Bible, you know what I mean? The Bible too, like if they're godly, you know, people and Christians, and it says in the Bible, it's okay to drink. It's just don't idolize it. Don't get drunk, you know, stupid drunk that you ain't gonna be able to function. Yeah. It's okay. You know, of course, you know, it's taking a little life off your body, but of course everybody want to have a good time and mellow out a little bit. But you know, take a look at the Bible. You know, whip out the Bible. Maybe that would show him and help him, you know, with what's going on if he's a Christian guy and everything.
It's all about respecting the substance and not taking advantage of it. And it sounds like to me, from going over the story again while you were speaking, I was listening, it's just that this has been brought up many a times from what I'm seeing. And he says he's going to do something like go into this place to get help, but then not doing it because he wants to focus more on his drinking than actually getting help. I don't know. Like, he's in this place right now, according to OP. If he comes back and he falls right back into it, you might need to leave at that point.
This is Cedric's conspiracy theory. All right, you know, this some stuff that I seen online or I just thought of myself. First one: birds aren't real. They were all replaced by government drones in 2001. According to totally reliable internet whispers, all the birds you see flying around aren't birds at all. They're government surveillance drones. The birds were supposedly replaced during a top secret operation between 2001 and 2005. And now they charge by perching on power lines. Okay, the highlights of this fettered fantasy: pigeons equals urban spies with facial recognition, seagulls equals coastal drone patrols, and they poop on your car when you're being watched. Owls equal night vision surveillance units. The real birds allegedly extinct. RIP. RIP. Best part, the theory claims that bird poop is actually tracking fluid.
That's crazy. That's fucking wild. No, all I can think
about that?
Man, all I can think of is like, okay, the drones, right? Okay, hey, we didn't have that type of technology back in 2001 and 2005. Talking about facial recognition, what? It's like some stuff that we have now. We have that now, and then look, that just brings me to the those TikToks, or especially Instagram. Instagram's real bad about it, of these war footage of these drones going into the soldier and then they just explode. Yeah, is that what they're trying to do now? Birds ain't real.
And it was just walking. It stopped, looked at me. I tried to run after it. It didn't move at all, man. It ain't real, dog. They took all the birds years ago, dog.
No, no, they didn't take nothing.
They look at them. Look at the pigeons, man. The pigeons look like they got cameras in their eyes.
Man, we
clear as day.
We ain't got pigeons around here. We got crows.
I'm talking about them pigeons that be in New York, man. Matter of fact, I just seen a pigeon in Monroe a few days ago, actually. Pulling up to the office.
No, see, now you're hallucinating.
I did, bro. That joke was blue and white. It was.
Nah. So you're telling me I need to go outside and start shooting every bird I see with my gun, huh?
Hell yeah. Every bird, if you don't, it's over with. We're all doomed at this point.
We're all
we got the government watching us. You can't be too safe, man. You gotta go ahead and just do what you gotta do.
Yeah, well, the next time you go outside and you see a bird out perched out looking at you, you show him where the sun don't shine. All right.
I will. I'll strangle it. All right.
No.
I put my hands on them. But that lead me to also into with this, I guess, this government conspiracy birds type stuff. What else do you feel like that the government is trying to spy on us? Through cameras, through AI, through
your own webcam.
Through my own webcam.
No,
it could be spying on us right now.
Now this right here isn't a conspiracy. This is real. There's an actual website you can go to and access cameras at any time. Even people's personal cameras, and watch them. If they have their laptop open or their webcam connected and this opened, they can connect to it and watch you at any time. They're watching you right now.
Bro. No.
Yeah.
That ain't real.
They're watching you in your goofy glasses.
Hey, these ain't goofy. I'm finding a motherfucker. So look now. Ain't no way I can go on the dark web.
No, this isn't even on the dark web.
Now that's even more crazy. That I can just go to the website and go to your camera that you own right now and look at you. That ain't real. Unless I got your IP address or something, you ain't gonna be able to get into it.
Well, you gotta think about it, man. You gotta real think about it. Okay, look, the companies sell our data all the time. Okay, and it's not hard to sit there and get an IP address or anything. All you gotta do is just click on the wrong thing on the internet and bam, your information's been sent to somebody. It doesn't have to be everything. It could simply be your IP address. It happens, and then they can can connect to your PC. Look it up. Look, you don't have to do it right now, but you can look it up later about being able to. Can you watch just anybody's webcam while they're open, or websites where you can watch people's people through their webcams? You'll find it. I promise you'll find it.
Ain't no way, bro. Because in that case, man, we got a lot of freaky, nasty motherfuckers in this world. And you got OnlyFans going on, and they filming with this stuff. I'm guaranteed if it was, I don't know who OnlyFans. It could be yours if you got one.
Hey.
There's a freaky motherfucker that like Matt would have been exposed Matt what he be doing on that webcam, man.
Hey, hey, where I can get free content, I'm gonna go get it for free. I ain't paying no. If I can go to that webcam instead of watching on OnlyFans and not have to pay a dime, ooh.
Oh my goodness. I'm gonna actually do this. I'm gonna actually go and I'm gonna try to find it. And if I get hacked, if I get something happen to me, I'm coming after you, okay?
I'm telling you, man. I'm telling you, it's real. It's a real thing. Ain't no conspiracy on that one. You want to talk about how the people? I mean, the government can watch us through the cameras on the street lights.
Now I do believe that. Yeah, they can do that. But just on our regular webcam, our phone cameras, it ain't gonna be the.
It does. It does. If you did the wrong thing with that device, there's a possibility. It's out there somewhere.
Oh my!
You've probably been seen beating your meat way too many times. You don't even know it.
Hey, bro, if y'all listening right now, the government or whoever watching me from over across the seas, Africa, Europe, Russia, what we talking about? South America. If y'all see me beat my meat, I want you to send me that motherfucker right now. My Instagram. Well, I don't even have Instagram no more. Well, you can
send it to the B.S.P.C. Instagram. How about that?
Exactly. We're gonna link it. We're gonna link it under this video, and I want y'all to send it to me. And if y'all do, I'm gonna pay you my whole paycheck. All right?
Yeah, you go for it. You go for it.
All right, but moving on. I got another one. This is crazy.
Oh,
this is crazy. This is something Matt will believe in right here.
I probably did it.
The moon is a giant space egg, and it's about to hatch.
What? What? Hang on. I gotta look at it now. No.
Yeah. So you can search up the moon.
I always thought it was a ball of cheese.
No, okay. A ball of mozzarella, huh, man?
Oh yeah, I'll go get my shredder up there right now and get it on my spaghetti.
Yeah, go on, ride over your magic carpet and go, go get your love. So it say, according to this totally not insane theory, the moon isn't a rock. It's an ancient egg placed on Earth's orbit by an advanced civilization. The craters, stretch marks, the tides, baby kicks, the Apollo missions, just trying to counter the egg with a flashlight. Conspiracy believers say lunar eclipse or ultrasound scans done by the sun, that mysteries ringing sound when we hit the moon, baby alien hiccups. The real reason NASA stopped going, they want to be here when it hatches.
No.
When's
the due date?
When the due date? Some say 2027. Better get your full hats and pacifiers.
No.
Ready.
Okay, bet. I'm gonna treat it just like the 2012 situation. I'm gonna mark it on my calendar and start laughing at everybody again. Round 2, motherfucker.
Round 2.
No, ain't no way. What about
goodness.
the other moons? Especially Jupiter. Jupiter's like Jupiter's been sleeping around, I guess, because Jupiter got plenty of moons.
Man, Jupiter been fucking.
Yes, man. Those aliens really love that big old red hole hurricane on that bench.
It is, man. It is, bro. Like that don't make. That is crazy. That I do not believe. All right.
No, you can't. The only
you
thing,
can't believe those shit like that.
And then you got the conspiracy theories about the dark side of the moon, about this hidden bases on the dark side, because according to science and all that, the moon, it stays in one spot. As in, its rotational speed is so slow, we never see the other side of the moon because its rotational speed is at the same speed as it's orbiting the planet. So you'll never see the other side of the moon unless you actually physically go there.
Yep.
Nah. See, that's where the alien is. See.
Oh no, bro. So look, for one, if it is a fat ass egg and that motherfucker is hatching 2027, we're all doomed. we're fucked.
Have you ever?
All right, we gotta.
I was gonna say, have you ever seen those horror TikToks where show somebody pretending to record a video and they're looking up and they see the moon and then this big alien monster comes out of nowhere and just eats the moon whole and then starts coming to the earth?
Nah, I ain't seen that one. I ain't seen that one, man. But whoever made this up is a little slow. If you could think that the sun gives out ultrasound scans, that's crazy. That's insane. You gotta be crazy. You gotta be a lunatic. Like,
there are people out there that probably really do. There's people out there that believe the wildest stuff. You'll be surprised.
I'm gonna get into this now. It's related to this, but NASA did not go to the moon. I don't believe that. So they can take this off. Talk about the real reason NASA stopped going. They never went.
No.
So they.
No, they went.
They never went.
They went.
No.
Okay. I'll meet you. I'll compromise. I'll meet you halfway.
Okay.
Neil L. Armstrong did not go to the moon. They faked that. They were trying. America's ego was too strong, and they couldn't let the Russians win, so they faked the moon landing. With today's technology, I believe men has been to the moon.
No, man. It even says. You can't, in the Bible, you can't get past the firmament.
What about the rover Curiosity that went to Mars?
I mean, they never went to Mars. That was in Arizona.
That was the rover. I'm talking about the rover, not
bro.
men.
Oh, you talking about the man? Oh, no, the man. That was.
I'm talking about the rover, the car, the rover that went to.
Yeah.
They shipped it to Mars.
The rover. They sent it to Arizona desert. That's what happened. They sent it to Arizona desert. They set some stuff up, and they try to make us believe that they went by doing this crazy. Look at this stuff with Katy Perry and all them people. All these people got big followings. Everybody just went. Jeff Bezos, all these people. Just for us to believe, hey, they went up there. They went to space. So I'm gonna believe that we all went. That we actually went. So I'm gonna so they can get us on board, so they can have some crazy stuff happen and be like, okay, yeah, aliens coming down, this and that, this and that. Let me save the world. Let NASA save the world, so they can hypnotize us to believe in anything that they do, which is a lie. Okay, even came out with them having green screens at the back behind them with cords hanging them up, and making them float. It came out already. They might as well just go ahead and come out and say, "Hey, boys, you got us.
Hey,
you got me.
Hey,
you got me."
Hey, no, I've seen the videos you've been talking about, man. I've seen them. But it's just as easy for somebody to edit a video. People make fake videos all the time on TikTok and Instagram all the time that look real, but it's fake. But look, they could have took that footage and made it fake themselves to spread this fake conspiracy. And now you're one of them, a follower.
Matt, look, I'm not a follower. Look, Matt. Why haven't they recorded from the moon, and for us looking from the moon perspective to Earth, if they actually been on there? Why they have no pictures, no video? Only thing they got is videos with the rovers on the moon and Mars. They ain't got no pictures of themselves on there. With you gonna take a selfie when you get out there. Come on now. If I go to the damn moon, I'm in that motherfucker like these. I'm taking pictures of everything, and we don't have pictures of nothing at all. I'm not a flat earther. Now I know the earth is round, but I ain't a stupid motherfucker either. These motherfuckers ain't go to Earth. I mean, go to the moon. No. They ain't been to space. The satellites are in the orbit between the firmament and the ozone layer, Matt. That's the only reason why we got stuff in there, right?
Okay.
If you look up the ozone layer, you look up the firmament, you'll see what I'm talking about. Y'all look this up. I ain't playing, man.
You ain't playing.
I ain't playing.
Now you can look through a telescope, a high powerful telescope, look at the moon, and you can see flags planted on that bitch.
Let me ask you this. Because I know we gotta move on. Why every single time that we try to go to space, the ship crashes?
Not every time.
It come back down. It might go past the first the length for the first time, but it still come down.
Well, the thrusters always come down. Anytime they got extra thrusters on the bottom of the rock. Have you ever seen an actual a ship launch?
Yeah, I did.
Yeah, when you watch it, you'll see the bottom parts of the ship, which are the extra thrusters that they got on the bottom for extra fuel. That burns out first, and then those detach and then fall back down. Always.
And I also see the motherfuckers exploding.
Not all the time. That happen, but that's not all the time.
And the crazy part is, to go back to Katy Perry shit, how the hell did they get them to space? And it took I don't know, I think it took 6 months, 11 months, something like that, to get the other people out of space that were trapped in there.
Incompetence.
How they get them up there that quick? Got them up there, stayed up there for 11 total minutes from the launch to all the way up there, and was in space for 4 minutes and came down. But y'all took so long, months, to get these people out of space.
Technical difficulties.
No.
They didn't try unplugging and plugging it back in again. That was the problem.
All thing I gotta say, y'all need to stay on y'all toes. Y'all need to be having y'all ears, eyes, and nose and assholes open, man. Because the government, with these birds, with these ultrasounds on the moons and everything else, they trying to hypnotize. You gotta keep your hair on a swivel.
Oh yeah.
And also, yeah. And also, you probably know this either. That NASA makes clouds now.
Yeah, they trying to fuck with.
They trying to fuck with the weather, man. Like, it's crazy. It's wild, man.
No, yeah, that's. I saw that. I saw them making clouds. I want to bring this up real quick. We can keep it short. Remember the submarine, the rich people that imploded? Yeah. A lot of people are starting to believe that they went into the water. The footage of them going into the water and all that's completely real. But people are starting to believe they came back up and then let that submarine sink and then it imploded so they can like fake their deaths or something like that as a conspiracy.
Nah, I don't believe that crazy shit. I do think that they was not experienced. They went down there with a fucking Amazon controller.
It was a Logitech controller.
A Logitech controller. So these was our, God bless them, you know.
God bless them indeed. They need it.
They was idiots going down with a Logitech controller. Like, and plus they probably didn't even know how deep to go. They probably didn't know what was going on. They got too deep and it messed around and crushed them all. I don't know why that they tried. If they did fake their death or why they did it, I don't know.
Hey, it's a bunch of rich people. They have reasons.
Yeah, I guess so. The government trying to get their ass probably, but
maybe they were on Epstein's list and they thought that full list was about to get exposed. They're only showing a portion of that list. They still have yet to this day showed the whole list.
Yeah, you on that too, Matt.
No, I'm far from that. I don't want to be associated with none of that now. I'm good. Like, I'm crazy. I ain't that crazy. I'm gone.
We have the crazy Cedric topic or scenario. I ask some crazy questions every day at work. Every day it's just my wife, Matt, some wild stuff. But we're gonna hit on a crazy topic that everybody talking about: 100 men versus one gorilla, silverback, blackback, shit, two back, Lakers in 5. What you think about that, Matt? What you think about 100 men versus one gorilla? Do you think that 100 men can beat one gorilla?
That's easy.
Unorganized. Unorganized. An average man. Average man. I'm talking about you and me. We're average. We're average man. You know, we're strong, but we ain't like no damn bodybuilder strong. So people like you and me, do you think that we gonna survive a motherfucking silverback gorilla that's going rampant? I'm talking about bloodthirsty. And we unorganized like a motherfucker, right?
Yeah, we can be unorganized. I got an answer to that. Look, I just thought about it because I remember it's in history. It's a real thing. Do what the Nazis did.
Here we go.
Do what the Nazis did. Oh yeah, I'm gonna bring it up. You know what? You know why it's called Blitzkrieg or lightning speed and what they did to Poland? You know what the soldiers were given right before they blitzkrieg Poland?
What acid?
Methamphetamine. All of the they had it in capsules, all right, and they fed every one of their soldiers with actual methamphetamine, and they were wild and out charging into Poland. That's why they were crazy. 100 men against a gorilla, unorganized, because they're on meth. They're not going to be organized. They're freaking out. All right, so give these 100 men. I'll join. I'll be the leader of the pack on that one. Give me 2 capsules of meth. All right, give everybody some meth and watch it go. A lot of people are gonna die. They're unorganized. A lot of people are gonna die. But man, that meth brings out superhuman strength. They're gonna screw that gorilla up.
Okay, let me tell you. Let me ask you this question: how are you gonna kill it? How are you gonna kill that silverback gorilla? Their skin a lot thicker than the average human. Look, gorillas fight all the time. Silverbacks all the time.
I got a wild
and they
answer.
bite. They bite each other, and they don't penetrate. Their teeth. You know that their bite is like 10 or 20 times stronger than a lion's.
Yeah, I know that.
You know how strong that is. You know how strong that is. So imagine them biting them. They biting each other, and they're not penetrating shit. How are you gonna kill this damn thing?
No, look, see these methed out guys, look, they feel no pain. So all it's gonna take one guy, his arm's gonna get ripped off, right? Now he's got this bone sticking out and it's just sharp as it can be. He ain't gonna feel it. He's methed out, he's freaking out already. He can just go, straight through with that sharpened bone, man, straight bone. He's gonna break the rest of his arm up here and his shoulder's gonna be gone. But I mean, that's a weapon right there.
It don't work like that. It don't work like that. I don't think meth worked like that at all. Cause you gotta think about this. Let me tell you about this. They have on meth, right?
Yeah, on meth.
Well, supposedly, you gotta get these people on meth. You gotta get the meth. You gotta get enough meth for these 100 men. And on top of that, soon as this motherfucking gorilla, somebody step up. That's a whole other subject. Who gonna step up first? Who gonna step up? You gonna step up first? I know you not.
I know who I'm throwing in first.
So
I know who I'm throwing in.
Oh my goodness. If you throw in Chase, he's getting ripped to shreds. As soon as they see him get ripped to shreds like this,
it's a good distraction.
It's over with.
Look,
everybody is running, they panicking, and they be like, oh hell no. Even on meth, they can be like, fuck no, I'm not stepping up first. I just seen that motherfucker get ripped to shreds. Dude, I'm not stepping up. What you gotta think about this too. They can lift up over 1,800 pounds. That's strong, man. So imagine
rookie numbers.
this.
Rookie numbers.
Imagine this. He's like this. He in his stand. He in his stands like this. And next thing you know, it's over with. He wiping out 30 people just like that.
Yeah.
30 people gone.
Yeah, he gonna get overweight. Oh, I'm gonna play the simulator. Okay, that game I showed you, I'm gonna make it happen. I'm gonna do it tonight. I want to see it go. I know for a fact there's mods for it, but no, man, no. Well, okay, but they're on meth. If they were sober, all right. If they were sober, yeah, they'll be screaming and running around. But they're on meth. They're not even paying attention what's going on to their other comrades around them. They're just charging. They feel like they're on top of the world on meth, and soon on top of that gorilla.
No weapons. You don't have no weapons. You don't have how you gonna kill them. You don't know.
Baraka style.
You don't know who gonna step up. You don't know who gonna step up first. You don't know how you gonna even get the meth to these people. What if you just wake up in this damn Coliseum and you the gorilla's just waiting on you. You seen all the memes. You seen all the memes on TikTok.
I've sent you. I've sent a lot of them to you. See, but I'm sending them to you because that's going to be you. See, that's not me. That's not me.
If it was me, the whole time while everybody getting slaughtered, I'm be trying to figure out how to escape or how to fake my death. All right, I'm not fighting no damn gorilla.
But what if they can smell fear?
You smell fear, man? Wait till that motherfucker get tired, and I'm gonna cover my blood and I'm gonna fall asleep. Like I'm gonna get everything on me. I'm gonna fall asleep until the day over. Until you move on.
And what if he gets hungry,
dying, bro? He gets hungry. I'm fucked, dog.
Well, look, you got 99 other bodies. You just got to make sure you're the furthest one away.
Man, I'm screwed, man. I was screwed. I'm gonna have to do some things for a piece of change, man, to keep him away from me, cause he gonna feel real lonely, man.
No. No, man.
Oh,
look, I have like a 25% chance of surviving in a 100-man squad.
Why you say 25%?
25%.
I give 5%.
Because somebody can screw me over and throw me in there. My job is to throw everybody else.
Oh my goodness, bro.
I got unlimited meat shields, and then I got unlimited bones I can yank and create weapons out of it.
It ain't gonna work out, bro. Well, I asked AI, and this is what the AI said. In almost all realistic scenarios, one adult male gorilla, especially a silverback, could not beat 100 men if the men are organized and armed or have strategy, which we're not. We're not gonna have strategy. We're not gonna be armed, and we're not gonna be organized because we're some pussy. And it said, but if you're talking bare hands, no weapon, no coordination, and just raw chaos, here's the breakdown. A silverback gorilla is insanely strong. Estimates range from 4 to 9 times stronger than a trained human athlete. That's crazy. So you know who Brian Shaw is?
Yeah, I do.
World's strongest man. He's stronger than that motherfucker by 10 times, 9 times.
Rookie numbers.
This fucker can pick up a car. So imagine a gorilla. If we just pile up on top of him, you can do that all you want. This motherfucker already squat 2,000 pounds. So
hey, that's why the first 20 that charge in there are 600 pounds or more.
That ain't. As if they can charge.
As if they can charge. Well, that's another buddy I'll throw in there. I already got one on mine.
Oh my goodness. All right, bro. So they say, however, it can't get overwhelmed. 100 people swarm it from all sides would eventually tire it out, restrain it, and take it down through sheer numbers. To think about that, though, imagine, like I said, in Coliseum or in this world, if he get tired, he can just go up on a fucking tree and just relax. Or if he get tired, nobody after he killed about 50 motherfuckers, I think the rest of the 50 is gonna try to stay away from it. So he got time to catch his breath. He got time to chill out and relax because he already faster than everybody. So when he chill out and relax, and then next thing you know, they're like, yeah, he's fucking tired. Let's get him. Next thing you know, he already caught his breath. He got his second breath. It's over with. He finna take out another 30. So
He can't keep going though. He'll eventually tire himself out to the point where there is no second win. It's over with.
Yeah, I think he'll get down to 10 people. He'll tire himself out. And those 10 people, they better be ready. That's all I got. So it's a conclusion. Unarmed, untrained, disorganized men. The gorilla probably takes out dozens before going down. Trained, strategic, group of 100, the gorilla loses. 1v1 or even 1v10, like Matt say. 1v10, Matt.
Oh yeah, I got a squad already.
The gorilla dominates. You get your ass beat the fuck up. That's all I gotta say. You ain't 1v10 and shit. You're not even 1v30. That gorilla is taking out if he gonna die. If it's just a weak ass gorilla, a weak ass silverback, it's gonna take out at least 60 motherfuckers.
No,
but I don't think we can survive.
No,
I'm talking about a bloodthirsty silverback gorilla.
You ain't confident enough.
His HP is through the roof.
Yeah, his HP is through the roof. I'm talking like it's a Souls game. If his health bar drops even a smidge, that means it can bleed. It can be killed. All right.
You don't have no weapons but fists, Matt.
Yeah, but okay. But why do I have to go in the situation with no weapons?
That's what the thing is. That's what everybody's saying. No weapons, unorganized, and just random average men.
No.
That's what they said. They're fucked. That's all I gotta say.
Well, I ain't average.
Okay. That's a whole other fucking subject.
I'm built different.
Quite different that you gonna get your ass ate. That's all I gotta say.
No.
Oh man. Moving on to the next one though. Now I'm gonna ask you this question. And I want you to answer this to your full ability, all right?
Go for it.
What if the world deadliest zombie outbreak started at a rave?
At a rave? Like a party?
A party. I'm talking about a rave where everybody, going crazy. Kind of like what that big event is every summer.
Burning Man?
No.
See, that's the hippie talking in me.
It's just a big event. It's like 10,000 people go there. Where every time the bass drop, it turns people into flesh-hungry monsters. And now the only way to survive is to live in complete silence.
Live in complete silence.
Yes.
So
every time.
The frequency of a bass turns people into zombies now.
Exactly.
That's got, man.
And now all 10,000 of those people are zombies. You got 10,000 flesh-eating zombies.
Man, that's easy.
That's running rapid. That's Matt.
Look, I'm not in that crowd.
Coachella. That's what it's called. Coachella.
Oh, you're talking about the that festival that people go to.
Mm-hmm.
If zombies are only made by the sound of a bass, like bites and scratches don't turn people into zombies. It's literally just this bass.
Oh my goodness, Matt.
What?
Over 125 attendees come in.
Oh.
That's 125,000 zombies.
Now, if I'm there,
you're there.
Yeah. Okay.
I mean, well, you're a zombie if you're there. But would you think, for one, the world would be able to survive? Like in general, would you be able to survive something like that?
Yes, that's easy. It's stupid easy. Look, the world is gonna figure out the world governments and stuff like that. Okay, this is how the zombies are being made, through some stupid ass fucking bass from music. All right, so they're gonna put a worldwide ban on fucking music for a long time because of this pandemic, and people are gonna listen. You saw what happened with the 2020 situation that we can't speak about on YouTube. So you saw what happened there. People followed in line super quick. Not everybody, but the majority of people did. So there's gonna be some random spots where some zombies pop up and all that because some idiots wanted to play bass, but that's going to easily be squashed fast, because if they're not getting infected by bites, they're not getting infected by scratches, they're only getting infected by the bass and nothing else. Okay, look, soundproof headphones, Matt, as well.
Matt, okay, how many I don't know what the statistics is, but how many people in the world listen to music? Every song have bass up in it.
Not every song.
Oh my goodness. Well, not every song. Most of the songs have bass, have some type of frequency of a bass, something similar. And you love music. I love music.
Yeah.
We're fucked, man.
No.
Everybody is doomed.
No.
If you driving in the car, the bass drop. Boom.
That's what I'm saying. The world will be paying attention. If a big infestation like that were to happen, you don't think the news will be all over it? Everybody's going to see it happening. And once the world governments find out that this is what's causing it,
by the time they take it off the radios though, It's gonna be over billions of people already affected.
Well, if you're talking about like it just happens out of nowhere.
It just happens out of nowhere. Some voodoo motherfucker from New Orleans made some type of song to turn motherfuckers into zombies.
Oh, a specific song, not just based from any song.
Yeah, just a specific song they got played, and now it's all over the radio. Now people's getting, now you got the first 125K got infected. Now pretty much it's across the whole world. And now whoever listened to that song is now affected. So you talking about potentially billions of people.
The song will get pulled off the air so quick. The world governments will act so fast on that once they find out what that is.
The thing about it, how would they know that's the reason though?
Anytime that a zombie outbreak happens and that song just happens to be playing at every single spot, they're gonna tie it to it.
It's gonna take them months. It's gonna take them weeks to figure it out. Within a week, Matt.
But not everybody in the world's gonna be listening to that.
Everybody be dead.
No.
We're not surviving. This a done deal. We all might as well start praying.
No. Like, just stop listening to the music.
The thing, and the thing is, Coachella is a very big thing. 125 people go to it.
25,000.
25,000. Excuse me. People have TikTok. People post on TikTok. You know, the live band and all that stuff, and next thing you know, it's going through people's phones, people sharing it.
Well,
that's another million people.
No, but if they're there and they're recording, of course people are going to be recording, but as soon as that bass drops, they're going to turn into zombies. Their phones are falling to the ground. They can't upload it then. The phone's going to still be recording. The only things that will affect it is people live streaming.
And somebody gonna drop their phones, and a zombie gonna step on sin when they running across.
No, that's just reaching. They're wearing shoes. It takes skin contact for touch screens, not rubber.
Nah, these motherfuckers dirty nowadays. They wear anything outside, man. They wear anything outside. We're doomed though.
No,
like I said,
I can survive Train to Busan zombies. This is nothing.
Oh, here we go with this bullshit now. Man, you're not surviving no Train to Busan zombies, man. No. Nobody is. That happens, man. Do you even remember what happened with them people on there? How fast they were moving?
No, I haven't seen the movie in a long time.
That was ticking like this, man. That was going hard, bro.
No.
And as soon as somebody dropped the pen, they're dead. They're dead, man.
No.
They're dead, man. We're not surviving on Train. Now we talking about Walking Dead. Man, we killing things within a day. When the world can go back to the way it was. But everything else, World War Z, I Am Legend.
I Am Legend is scary. You got like a 50-50 shot surviving I Am Legend.